Hey guys, in this session we're going to be looking at how to actually find the discriminant. So this is a fairly new idea for some of you guys, but I'm hoping that you guys have actually done the quadratic formula first and know some idea of what a parabola is. All right. So anyway, let's get started with this whole discriminant idea. When you guys actually think of a parabola, the parabola, there's actually three situations that could actually happen. All right, so let me just give me a couple of examples here. So the first situation with the parabola is that you could actually have two solutions. All right, when we talk about two solutions, we're talking about how many times it's actually cutting the x-axis. This is also known as the roots as well. So this has got two solutions or two roots, the first one that I've drawn here. So the second parabola that I'm going to draw is, it could look like this, where it only has one solution or one root. All right, and then finally, we could have a parabola that looks like this, where it never cuts the x-axis at all. So this is actually called no solutions. Okay, so if you think about it, so we've got here two roots, we've got one root, and in this case, we've actually got no root. All right, the same idea is like, roots are the same things as solutions in this case. So don't get confused if you see like solutions. They're the same idea. So this is just looking at a parabola by itself. All right, now if you think about it in other ways, like if you have, like, say for example, a parabola and a straight line. So if you have a parabola and a straight line, and if you think about what are the situations that could actually happen, you could potentially have two roots. When I say two roots, that the line actually cuts the parabola in 2 points there. All right, this is called two solutions. And then you've got a parabola that could actually cut the the line could actually cut the parabola just once. All right, and there's your one solution. And then if you look at it the third time, or the third situation, it never actually touches the parabola at all, and this is called no solutions. Okay, so what we have here is we've got two solutions, one solution, and no solutions. So now you might be wondering, how is this all connected to the quadratic formula? So remember when we actually did the quadratic formula, we had this part here, x equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now if you remember, and I'm only going to look at just this part that's actually highlighted here, just this yellow part here. All right, now if you remember, if you use the quadratic formula, if this yellow number was equal to 0, you know that you're only going to get one answer. All right, so let me just show you what I mean by. So let's actually go with the first one. If the yellow number was positive, then you know you can take square root of a positive number, which is going to be a square root of which is going to be a positive number. So that means you're going to end up with two answers. You know how you have like x minus b plus that whatever that square root number is, and then your second answer is minus b minus whatever that square root of that yellow number is over 2a. But if it was equal to 0, then you're only going to get one answer, because you're going to get minus b over 2a, because remember, minus b plus or minus 0 is, you don't really have to do anything with it. But if the yellow number is negative, then if you put it in your calculator, what ends up happening is that you end up with a math error. All right, and I guess that's what I want to talk about. There's a reason why I've actually kept all of this in this kind of order here, folks, is this. We are just, the discriminant is the yellow part right here. This is the discriminant. This is what it's known as, the discriminant. Now in terms of symbols, you will also see people use a little triangle symbol as a discriminant as well. Okay, so to kind of sum it up, if the discriminant is, so I'm talking about the yellow part, which is, I'm going to write that down here. So that's the b squared minus 4ac. That's what the yellow part is from the quadratic formula. If it's actually positive, then you're going to have two roots or two solutions. If the discriminant is 0, then you get one root or one solution. And if the discriminant is a negative number, Let me just put that positive and negative. Then you have no roots or no solutions. Let's get that right spelling. No solutions. Okay, so that's just something that you just need to remember, guys. So if the discriminant is positive, you got two solutions or roots. If it's 0, you got one root or one solution. If it's a minus number, you've got no roots or no solutions. All right, let's have a look at a couple of quick examples, and then I can show you guys how this part works. So my first question that I'm going to be looking at here is, I'm just going to come up with a random question here. We'll go 2x squared plus 4x minus 7 equals to 0. So I want to find the value of this discriminant, and then I want to actually find out how many roots does it actually have. So what we need to do is we've got to actually figure out what our ABCs are. So we've got ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And you guys can kind of see that the a value is equal to 2, b value equals to positive 4, and c value is negative 7. So I'm just going to write all of this down. So a is equal to 2, b equals to 4, and c equals to minus 7. So now I got to work out what the discriminant is. So that means I just do the b squared minus 4ac part. I don't do the whole quadratic formula, just the b squared minus 4ac. And so when I do this, what I end up getting is b squared is 4 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7. So we've got, well, not 7, negative 7. Let's get rid of that. So what we've got is 16 plus 8 times, well, negative times negative is plus. You got 8 times 7, which is 56. And so we have a discriminant of positive. It's a positive number. So what we're going to say is discriminant is positive. Therefore, there are 2 roots, or you can say 2 solutions as well. Okay, so this is one example. But what sometimes happens is that you also end up getting a couple of things happens where you actually have to rearrange equations. So I'm going to show you that in example 2 here. So for example, you might have something like this, where you have 4x squared plus 2 equals negative 7x, for example. Now, if this is the case, the first step you need to actually do is to rearrange everything so all the quadratic elements are actually in one side of the equation. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as 4x squared plus 2, and of course minus 7x. When it comes to the side, it's plus 7x, and all of this is equal to 0. Now, remember, guys, you want to put this in the right order so that it's easy for you to actually match up with the letters. So I'm going to rewrite this as 4x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals to 0, because then I know that I can actually match up my ax squared plus bx plus c. So that means my a value would be 4, my b value is going to be positive 7, and my c value is positive 2. All right, remember, you've always got to take the symbols as well, and not just the number. So this is what I have. So I'm going to work out what my discriminant is. So b squared is, what have we got? 7 squared, so it's 7 squared minus 4 times c. So I've got 49 minus 16 times 2 is 32. Then in this case, it's 17. So what I say is discriminant is positive again. Therefore, those little 3 dots is just another way of saying therefore. There are 2 roots in this case. So guys, that's basically it for how to find discriminants. Yeah, and if you have any questions, pop it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this little video.